Okay. Uh, well, that was a crisis. Well, not crisis, but aggravation averted. All right, so we get our tractor loaded. And the one of the gentlemen who works here, my world, my way, Helen. How are you doing this fine afternoon for you? So here we are. This is, where are we? Wendell. Yes, sir.
They said you weren't taking it.
But they just said I was taking it. They were going to
No, I
fix.
just told them. They said you weren't taking it. Give me a minute, sir.
Yeah, yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. All right. We got nice blue skies. It is a nice 77 degrees. And, you know, we have a little bit of aggravation this morning. Uh, you know, we got here in about 2 hours from Caldwell, Idaho, which is on the border with Oregon, or, half an hour from the border, roughly. And we get here, we load up our tractor. The gentleman here comes out and says, "Hey, you're supposed to be taking 2 tractors." I'm going, "No, I only have the information for 1 tractor." And I've had that for the entirety of the weekend. So, I've had this load assigned to me for almost 4 days now. So I get loaded up and secured, and we're good to go. Since we got to wait here for a second, let's take a look at it. So I picked these 2 wheat heads. They harvest wheat. Why they're called a wheat head. A head fits on the front of a combine. So it just attaches, combine attaches down here, and that lays flat out in front. That's 7950 right there with the yellow scoop on it. That's a combine. This would fit on the front of that, or one similar. But here's our tractor. So we are good to go. We're good. Thanks, sir. Appreciate it. All right. So now everything's been smoothed out. So we got a tab on the cab up there, so the roof doesn't blow away because it's an older machine. The wind could catch it, rip the roof right off. We don't want that. Chains on the back and all, going out to the sides. We got that all tarped up. We got chains on the front. We got a little boot on the exhaust right there as well. Okay. Like I said, we get it loaded. We're just about to pull out. Manager gives me a call, says, "Hey, or the gentleman that I spoke to here, said, 'Hey, you're supposed to be taking 2 of them.'" Well, the information I had said no. Didn't say anything about 2. It only said 1. So then Lisa, my manager, gives me a call, says, "Hey, you need to take that tractor off. The 2 of them are supposed to go together." And then, okay, so I get myself, put things down and get ready to hit the road. And she calls me back and say, "No, go ahead and keep that on the trailer. Go ahead and run it. They'll make a change to the load information and the other truck and blah 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 blah." So that saves me a good hour. Well, not even a full hour of stripping that stuff off and putting it away. So that's good. And then, of course, I'm pulling out here. The guy stops me and says he just wants to confirm everything. So, not a problem. So now we got his approval. We got the office. Go ahead. So we are going. We are not going to dilly-dally. So we are now on our way from Wendell, Idaho, just a little bit away from Twin Falls. We have 1,185 miles to our first stop approximately. They're in Hankinson, North Dakota. Then about another 165, 170 miles to Hector, Minnesota, where this one of two tractors is going. All right, so add a stop here. So we are going to go down the road here about just a little under 20 miles to Jerome, Idaho. We're going to stop in there. We're going to get a cup of ice, maybe a bite to eat. We have $10.32 worth of points. So we're going to use that to get, free cup of ice, something to drink, and maybe a bite to eat. We will see. All righty. They keeping me busy, which is nice, especially since I switched from being a salaried employee, which the only reason I did that was because it gave me the time to learn how to do things correctly. And I've reached a point that I have a fairly good understanding. I may be so bold as to say a mastery of my chosen. No, I can look at any of these pieces of machinery that I load. I can look at any of the loads that I take, whether they're tractors or snow plows or piles of steel or rolls of paper, whatever I'm going to put on the on this trailer. I have a fairly good grasp of how it needs to be secured, how much securement I need, and how much extra would be advisory. So, like I said, now we can concentrate more on the driving part of it and be a little bit more profitable to myself and my wife. Me and Stephanie, live in the modern world. You got to have quote unquote money. So we're taking this time to focus on that a little bit more, to set ourselves up for a long life together, which is what we both want. So that's what we are going to do. So like I said, we're going to run over here to the Flying J here in Jerome. Like that sign said, exit 173. And we are, like I said, we're gonna try to do about 400 more miles today, which should not be too difficult to do. That should not be a big issue. I mean, we were in here for just a little over an hour, getting loaded, paperwork, dealing with this little rigmarole of whether or not I'm actually taking this tractor. So, we are set, which is all we need or want. So we are going to be, once we leave the truck stop up here, after we get ourselves situated to roll down the road for several hours behind the wheel, we're gonna figure out where we are going to stop for our load checks and possibly a 30-minute break. We will see what we need to do to be compliant with the rules and regulations we got to abide by. And we'll see where we'll probably do about 2 load checks along the way, and then we'll look for our final stop, which will be our 3rd stop along the way, along the route. So we're just going to have to do like I normally do, play it by ear. I'm not one to be so strict as to plan it out. I don't think that's a necessary, get all anxious and stress about where we're going to stop. I've never driven like that these past 4 years, and I'm not about to start. I'm not about to, I have to do this. I must get to this stop, must get to that stop. And I must do X amount of miles per day. I want to do the maximum amount of miles that I can do, because that's how I get paid now. But I'm just going to adhere to the normal practice of every day. Say, this will be my next stop. This might be my 2nd stop. This might be my 3rd. Maybe if everything goes right, I'll get to X location by the end of the day. So, not particularly worried about it, but it is something to think about. Be aware of it. There's several stages of thinking about things. 1, you think about it. 2, you are aware of it. Well, let me put that better way. First, you're aware of it. Then you think about it. Then you're concerned about it. Then you worry about it. Then you stress about it. Then, at the very, very last bit, you panic about it. But I never want to get to that. Yes, we moved over to being paid by the mile from being paid by salary. Like I said, because when I first started doing oversized heavy haul, I wanted to concentrate a little bit more on the securement aspect. I wanted to concentrate on more on how to operate these tractors and graders and backhoes and excavators and all this equipment. I have to understand how to operate, because a lot of the times I'm the one putting it on the truck and taking it off. I'm the one maneuvering it a bit. I'm the one orientating it on the truck so that it's legal and it's safe. I'm the one who has to know how to secure these things and drive it down the road safely. I'm the one that has to have all the paperwork that goes with it 100% accurate all the time. And when I started with this job, 18 months ago, probably a little more than that, it was, or almost 20 months ago, 21 months ago, August of 2019. There, easier to say that. I still recognize that I had a lot to learn. I approach it in a way that I try to recognize that I am not a perfect human being. I'm not the best driver. I'm not the best flatbed driver. I'm a normal person. I have weaknesses, I have things I need to learn, I have faults, I have, you know, I have a lack of knowledge, I have a lack of skill. So when I moved over from a normal flatbed job that I think I've maxed out at, you know, after a year, I said, okay, now it's time to move on. Now it's time to go somewhere where I can learn more, be better than I used to be, you know, and improve myself, improve my skills, improve my knowledge, you know, and do the type of truck driving that I want to do. And now that, like I said, got here, they offered me salary. I said yes. That let me go a lot slower, not impact my pay, and, you know, and really concentrate on the learning aspect of it. So last month, you know, after discussing it with my wife, what would be best, I gave her my reasoning for why I think it would be advantageous to make that change. And, you know, we talked about it. We came to that agreement. She said, yes, let's go ahead and do that. So that's what we did. And we could have played it safe and just earned a little bit less money, but have it consistent. We didn't have to worry about if I had another load, if I had the miles. You know, I haven't seen any problem with me getting the miles or getting the loads. So, you know, it's we made that agreement. We, you know, like I said, we talked about it. Said yes, let's do this. So, you know, now it's more driving. I can put a tractor on a trailer a lot faster than when I started. I've been steadily working on the efficiency of my movement while loading one of these vehicles. You know, a tractor, a forklift, a motor grader, an excavator. When I get that information coming across the computer, and I'm picking up a John Deere 7330 tractor, I know exactly how many chains I need. I know all the equipment that I need. I know where it needs to go. I know how it needs to go. I know how long of a chain I need. I know the best way to secure it, you know. Now, I'm always going to come across something that I've never hauled before. That'll take a moment or two to figure out how I'm going to secure it. But for the most part, I think I've got a good grasp of the best way to do my job. So that just makes it easier for me to do my job. All right, the last time I was here in Jerome, Idaho, I delivered to this John Deere dealer right here. And the little piece of equipment that I hauled is still sitting there. So, there we go. And that wasn't more than a month ago that I delivered right there. All right, over to our right, over the hill here, and right before the mountains there, that's Twin Falls, Idaho. We basically just passed Jerome, Idaho, and we're going to be stopping right up here, about 2.5 miles. We're going to get off the highway here and stop in this Pilot Flying J. I said, cup of ice, something cool to drink, maybe a bite to eat. I have $10.32 on my reward card for filling up fuel. So we don't have to spend any money today for food. So that's a good one. Ah.
2 miles, take exit 173 on the right, towards Sun Valley.
I didn't realize it was that much of a concern. Somebody else having the same last name. You know, I know there's other Simmonses out there. Hey, I know that. Oh Lord, yeah, people fighting over their last name here. Ah, Helen, you're a card. I tell you. Yeah. If I need to put you two into separate corners, I will. Okay. Right over this little crest here. Well, like I said, you know, right now, for the rest of this month, every time I fill a gallon of fuel, I get 4 points. I get 4 points per gallon. I filled up, you know, Friday, I filled up, and I got like 600 points, 700 points. I spent a little bit. This morning, I filled up 170 gallons, 180 gallons about. And so now I am over, like I said, $10, 1,300 or 1,032 points, which a penny, 1 point equals 1 penny. So they want to give me the money free. I'm not going to argue with it, you know.